Hello Virgo, welcome. It's love in the full moon. So this is a general reading for all Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs in some kind of a relationship. For this full moon of December, the full moon is December 12th. And it's in Gemini. So let's see, Virgo, what messages does the universe have for the greatest and highest good for all of you Virgo out there in love? What messages do you have, dear universe, for our Virgos in love? Messages are for the greatest and highest good for all Virgos. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Virgos, what's going on, Virgo? All right, one more shuffle. Let's get this show on the road, huh, Virgo? All right, messages. Grateful, thankful for the greatest and highest good for all of our Virgos. All right, Virgo. Ooh, we begin with the shadow side being dealt with. Okay. Bottom of the deck. When it comes to your relationship, what I see is that there's been, I almost feel like some self-imposed issues that have come up. And I think you're starting to see the parts that you played in this relationship that have either made it work or not work. I think some of you are on a roll when it comes to how you're moving along with your relationships and, you know, just in general relationships, not necessarily just your person. So we have here in the recent past this Ace of Wands. So I feel like, you know, you yourself, you're starting to let go of some bad habits. Maybe you've gone on a diet, you started to feel good because you've lost some weight. You know, you quit drinking, you're not smoking anymore. You know, I just feel like some of you have worked very, very hard to put down some of these nasty habits. But not everything is over, you know, because there's still a few things that you are holding on to. That probably are those points of your personality or things, or how you handle relationships, issues, problems is what I get. I almost get the feeling that rather than when you get called out by your person, okay, say, you know, they asked you to, I don't know, shovel the walk from the snow, you know, and you don't do it. You don't want to be told to do it. You know that the walkway needs to be shoveled. And, you know, rather than just say, okay, I'll go out and shovel it in a few minutes, you get nasty, you know, instead of, you know, because, you know, you just don't like being told what to do. So anyway, moving on. I think you find that you have a lot of success in like turning yourself around. And I say that because this temperance above, it's like it helps you temper all of the struggles that you do when you are trying to really face some of the darker sides of your personality. I think you start to feel good, you start to feel fresh. It's almost like you come back into yourself again, because once you let go of things that don't serve you anymore, like bad habits, you know, your whole world starts to change because you start to look at things a little differently. Now, there is something, though, that you are not willing to compromise on, to put down, or to let go of. And this actual Virgo, I feel like this is a side of you that, you know, you pull back and go into your own cave, so to speak. It's like when you need to deal with issues or yourself or with your other person, I just get the feeling that you like to go away and just hide in a cave or disappear rather than actually deal with situations head on. Now, again, that's not for everyone. I just feel like that's this one here who's dealing with these darker sides of their life. Now, having the Scorpio card reversed, there's a part of you, again, this transformation. It's like that last thing that you know you need to do that you're not doing. And it could be, you know, that one thing that pushes you over the top in a good way. You know, it's like that final goal that you still need to reach. in order to really feel like you were truly transformed and you can like let go of whatever it is. Because I keep picking up bad habits. Like you have like, you just have a way. It's like, I find that I get the feeling that you're very reactionary. Yeah. But I think you're doing this because you want to make sure that everything is set. Now, some of you maybe you have a small child, maybe you want to have children. So I think some of this need to kind of clean yourself up is because you want to create a really good life for your kids. So I think you're really working on yourself, which is really, you know, I applaud you, because I think that's really a big step to take when you truly are setting out to change things. Because there's this issue of, you know, I get the feeling that you have a temper. Either you have a temper or somebody has a temper. And when they blow up, everything blows up. And that's just something that I think you want to work at trying to fix. Because that might be this weakness, is your temper. And that might be what you really need to work on, is when things happen and you get upset, rather than, you know, flying off the handle, that you start to find a more passive way to deal with your anger when it does come up. Because you're not doing anybody any favors when they feel like they have to walk on eggshells around you. So, yeah. In the past, your person, see, because I think you're trying to clean up the home place. Because I think, Virgo, you see that, you know, all of the misfortune and things that have happened in the past are due because of toxic behaviors, reactions, things that, you know, we picked up in life, you know, when we were a kid. You know, we have coping mechanisms to deal with our feelings and situations that may not work as an older person. And I think that's where you are right now. So I think it's a great place where you are, you know, because you're working on fixing yourself and making yourself a better person. And especially with this Temperance, you know, up top. I mean, this crowns you, you know. So to me, it's like you've got one foot on the ground. I think you're trying to figure out the formulas. You're starting to see where you need to clean up your act, you know, and own your end of the problems that have come up between you and, you know, your relationships. Like I say, relationships with a plural. If you do, and you know, for some of you, I feel like having a child, maybe your person is pregnant, maybe, I think it makes you so happy to, you know, like, fix a home life. You know, I'm just getting this wonderful sense of like, we're going to make this work, honey. Don't worry. We're going to fix it. We're going to get a nice house. The baby will not have to worry. Like, I get this feeling of like, you, Virgo, are so excited about what's coming, you know, with your child and your children. You see a future, and so you want to clean up your act, you know, to make sure that, you know, you're a good role model. Ooh, so out on the floor is like, there's a need for you to open up. And again, I pick up like your temper, I think, is that final issue that you have to really deal with. Because I think you find yourself in a lot of situations where you're always butting heads with someone, you know, and it's not like, you know, it's like unnecessary, you know, it's because, you know, you're mad, you know, quit being so mad, you know, you don't have to be mad, you know, just make good decisions. You know, sometimes you are going to have to open up and compromise more than you want to, you know, but so be it. So be it. If that's the formula for creating this wonderful space for you and your family, then why not do it? So I think you're starting to see, I keep feeling that you're starting to really see clarity in how to move on and turn things into a really positive situation between you and your person. And it all starts with you. Because I think you felt really trapped for a while, trying to figure out why this relationship was so difficult. Because I think you've had like ups and downs and ups and downs. But when you had ups, they were way high. And when you had downs, they were way low. Yeah, so good things. So you're moving on. you know, because this is about you dealing with your emotions, dealing with what needs to happen for the greatest and highest good. Really, you start to make really good decisions. You start to see clear. You start to see why there is conflict. You know, good stuff coming your way, Virgo. That's all I can say. So let's get some advice from another deck. So let's see what it is that the universe has to say regarding. So you also might have a decision that you have to really open up to. I keep picking up compromise with these two cards, but I feel like you're starting to see things a little different. So with clarity, you know, comes understanding and lots of wisdom. And the clearer you get, the better off you will become. All right, what else? Advice for our Virgos for this full moon. What advice do we have for our Virgos in love for this full moon? Ooh, see, you feel so trapped. See, I think once you take the blindfold off, you start to see that you've created a lot of the situations in your home, you know, where your person might not know how to talk to you, like, and it all has to stem with your temper. It all has to stem with that temper. So right now you're at a point of really digesting this, but I do see you really moving in a good place, because this sits with your card here. It's like you have to look at your shadow side and start to see, you know, what you've been holding on to and what you haven't let go of, and where you have put all of your energy where maybe it wasn't necessary. But I think a child helps you make that. And you go in a whole new direction. Things start to open up. Now you have more options. You know, but now it's about keeping things fair and balanced. You know, because you don't want to be left out in the cold. Because, you know, it's one of these things. As much as your person really loves you, you know, if you have a really bad temper, you know, that puts people, you know, in a fear mode when it comes to, like, dealing with you. And I think, yeah, so you get judged. You know, I think it's one of those things, like, there's this need to really look at, you know, yourself. You know, yourself, you're looking at that. You're looking at what it is that you want to fix. You know, because, you know, I see you out here. It's like, here, bless me, bless me. You'll get blessed, you know, because you're doing the work. Can't ask more than that. You are doing the work. And you come out in your future outcome really seeing things as they really need to be. So you're on point. Rest up, Virgo. Rest up. You know, because this change isn't easy, because you're dealing with like a whole side of yourself that you haven't wanted to dealt with before. And there is a situation that could come up, okay, that could really throw you for a loop. And it could be an opportunity that you thought you were going to get. I just don't see that happening. You know, so if there was something in the works, maybe you were looking for, maybe you were up for a job opportunity, or, you know, maybe an advancement in your position, things like that. I think you need to be prepared for that not to happen. But that's okay. You know, I think it's more important for you to rest and fix what's wrong inside of you, so that you can feel good. Because, you know, you're at that point right now where, you know, you're really reflecting on who you are in a deep level, and especially when it relates to your family. You know, and these things, it's an opportunity. When, you know, one door closes, another one opens. You may not get this opportunity. It may not come to you. Maybe there was some money you were hoping you were going to get, and when it doesn't come, you know, you can't let that be the end all, and you can't let your temper flare up. I almost feel like this is a big test to see, did you really do the work? And are you really taking control of your temper? Yeah, something's going to make you blow. All right, what else do we have? But I see you happy. I see you happy, and I see things are going in a good direction. And it's all because you get a hold of yourself. That's great, Virgo. That's really great. See, and then things turn around in your home place, and the burden can be lifted. You don't have to carry it anymore. But it's going to require, you know, some real deep issues to come to the surface. And some of them you're not going to want to deal with. But I think if you really want to nip this in the bud and really create a really wonderful place and home for your family, you're willing to do the work. So I applaud you, Virgo. All right, that's what I've got for you. Stay tuned. Next week, I'll be throwing out some bonus readings. If it resonated, that's great. And if it didn't, that's okay. I appreciate a like, share, comment, anything, you know, but thanks most of all for being a part of my channel. So until the next reading, blessed be. Bye now.